So staying on the topic of football, we just got finished doing a massive Saints recap to start the season. We're going to talk about to me one of the most fun days of the year that just happened yesterday, and that was our Ultimate League Fantasy Football Draft. So where do we want to start with this one? Do we want to start with the pre-party? Do we want to just jump right into the draft? What do you guys think?
No, might as well just start with the pre-party. I mean, Travis did something a little bit different this year. Instead of grilling, we decided to do like a build your own glizzy bar at his house. And I'm going to tell you, like the idea that I guess I saw it on Facebook. We came up with the Rotel, putting the Rotel on hot dogs. That shit was fucking phenomenal. So that was a major hit.
The real big backs know.
So yeah,
like famous in Branson.
So I don't know. So did you guys have any kind of unique toppings that you put on? I know I went back 3 times. I did a Chicago style dog. Started off with did the relish and a pickle and a little spicy pepper on it. Was pretty good. And then I went back and did the Rotel dog. I think the Rotel dog, especially with a line of mustard, was really good. And then right before the draft, we had to absorb some alcohol, so I decided to do a barbecue beef dog, and that was also very good. So.
Yeah, I did the barbecue beef dog too, but it was good. It wasn't Rotel great.
I'm upset with myself. I did not eat my traditional just ketchup hot dog.
Well, you had to break out the box a little bit. You had to break the mold a little bit for this one.
I wanted to just eat one in front of everybody and tell everybody how good it was, but that did not happen. I also had those little peppers, which I don't know what the hell that was, but that thing was amazing. I would have rather diced it up and spread it equally across the entire dog.
So I don't know if those were the official Chicago style sport peppers because Rouse's didn't have them, so they were just called like little spicy peppers is what they were called on the
damn spicy, and they were delicious.
I think they gave Travis hiccups.
They did. They did give me hiccups. So that I had to warn Todd. I was like, you may not want to put one of those on because it will give you hiccups.
I had guac on my dog that I had that pepper on.
I saw that.
Delicious.
Yeah. How about you, Pat? Did you enjoy any of the glizzies?
I had 3. I did the barbecue beef dog like you mentioned, and then I just did traditional proper hot dogs with ketchup and mustard.
Did you cut it into 4s?
I did not.
Did you eat it with a fork?
I did not.
I should have went and dug out. I know Heather informed me that we lost it in the house fire, but we should have dug out the old oxen cutter.
We can get you one for Christmas.
The slicing. I think I might still have one.
Yeah, Todd can bring it next year. How about you, Sean? What did you enjoy at the pre-draft as far as food?
I was actually disappointed. I thought I was going to eat more, but I did eat 2 hot dogs right out the gate. It was the chili and cheese. That was what, the barbecue beef you're talking about?
No, I actually had barbecue beef like in a container, just
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I did have from the bar. I had one with just chili cheese, and then another one with a line of mustard and a pickle on it.
Okay.
So I probably would have eaten more, but I don't know why I didn't go back for anything.
And then Matt Morey supplied us with 70 wings, which was which shockingly almost all went. Like he was like I originally was going to do 50. I'm glad I went with 70, and I think we only had like 5 left over or something like that.
You can make whatever joke you want. I am very much responsible for that wing consumption. It was my first meal of the day, and they were delicious. They are right on par with Manchu, which I think some of the best wings in the city. And it feels like they might be from the same owner because they taste exactly like Manchu, breading and all.
Matt said that's within the family that they opened up that additional place on Williams, which is awesome because it's so much closer to us and easier access, and you don't feel like you have to take your life into your hand to go get some good chicken wings. Because Manchu by far is like the top of the top in around the city.
Top 5 sketches places to eat or get food from. Manchu has to be number 1 with either location.
Chicken and watermelon.
Where is Manchu?
Ooh, yeah, chicken and watermelon, as you can make your own assumption, is also a sketch.
Where is Manchu, as Todd said?
2 locations. One off of Broad Street in New Orleans, and the other one is off of Claiborne.
Okay.
By the interstate.
Both of those check out, yes.
Yeah, you definitely want to pack a piece.
Under the interstate, on Claiborne?
Yeah.
There's another place that I have not tried. It's called Wing Snack, and it's supposed to be really good, but haven't tried it. It's also, I think, underneath the interstate.
I don't think it's hard to find, like, to put Manchu as like one of the best wing places because there are not a ton of really good wing spots. in this city that I can think of. Rest in peace, Mofo.
I've heard Southern's is good over there on Vets, but I haven't tried it yet.
It's not the same caliber, but it is good.
I haven't had the wings. I've had like the sandwich from there, but not the wings, so I can't really say.
Well, I mean, that's just fried chicken in general. They don't say like the wings, but I've just heard, Southern's fried chicken's amazing.
It is. I highly recommend.
And where was Maury's wings from? The ones we had yesterday?
It's from Gaz. It's on Williams.
I was about to say, I know he said the name, but it escaped me, so I'm glad Russell knew it. So it does sound like the food tend to be a hit, broke away from the regular traditional grilling or ordering a bunch of pizza, something like that. So I think that was
the sausage. That's what I had the most of.
I still brought the Whole Foods teriyaki pineapple sausage.
Todd's sausage was,
but wait,
a little bit of a chub off of
sausage.
By the way, I have more sausage in the fridge that Doug bought uncooked. I told him I wasn't grilling any, so he'll just save it for later. So
is it from Don's?
Yeah.
But overall, one, thank you for hosting as always. And same for you, Todd. Thank you for hosting the actual draft itself. But the food spread was not what we normally do, but I think it was very good. We had a good variety of chips and snacks. Russell bought the macarons that were delicious as usual.
They were okay.
They were good. The pistachio is chef's kiss.
That was by far the best one we had, and it was because of the buttercream alone. It was wonderful.
I had the blue, the green was pistachio.
Right? Yeah, the blue's actually
and the red.
Cream cheese.
They were all good.
Much like the wings, Russell brought a shit ton of macaroons, and by the time I came inside from the pool, they were almost gone.
Yeah, like 5 strawberries left. I was hoping to get a cream cheese one.
So those things were definitely a hit. So shifting away from the food aspect, normally the fantasy football draft goes hand in hand with alcohol consumption. So what was y'all's primary drinks of the day yesterday?
What wasn't?
I mean, I bought a 6-pack of Sapporo, but I mean, I kind of mixed and matched. I had a couple things left over from previous trips, and I brought one of those the Crimson, the Black Warrior Crimson ales that Travis brought me back from Tuscaloosa. I had Killian's when we were here drafting, and also finished off that crap that I bought in Myrtle Beach, the Coastal Lager or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got Coastal in the name. That's why it sucks.
So I mainly went with the
Camden was wearing his Coastal Carolina shirt today.
I mainly went with the Paulano Oktoberfest, which I realized, like, as I was drinking it, I was looking back at some of the pictures from last year's draft, and it was the same beer that I had last year. So I guess it makes sense being the seasonal around this time. But it's definitely one of my top 5 favorite beers. So I was mainly drinking that. But same like Todd, I had a couple of Ambush Ambers left from our friends over at Rally Cap. But yeah, mostly Paulano Oktoberfest.
I actually started the day out with a couple non-alcoholic beers. Athletic, I'm sure a couple people are familiar. But
I've heard of that. Yeah,
they're very, very good. I've been telling everybody this, but I've been I throw darts twice a week and volleyball on Fridays. So like I was going out too much, so I had to start drinking not as much. And my solution was to start drinking these non-alcoholics. And the IPA is wonderful. It tastes just like an IPA.
How many hearts?
I'd say 4, if not 4.5 hearts. 4 being a non-alcoholic, and then the only other one that I think is up to par with it is probably the Mango Cart NA.
Oh, okay.
That is very mature of you, drinking an IPA without alcohol.
I know, right?
It's like, man, that's a step up right there.
But other than that, so I had a Salty Gulfer from Sean, which was the first time I've ever had one of those, and that was delicious.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Perfectly flavored. It wasn't like
that ended up being our trade for the cigar. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Bang on that table one more fucking time. All right, prick.
And then I finished the night off with probably a bunch of bourbon that continued throughout after the draft as well.
Oh, wow.
I only brought. I didn't bring my customary 10, 12 bottles of bourbon. I didn't plan on getting too sauced up, at least not pre-draft, because I had work events Wednesday through Friday, so I had a lot of alcohol consumption over the last 3 days leading up to this. So I definitely wanted to back it down a little bit. But what I did bring this time was a 12 and 18-year aged rum from Florida Canya. I think everyone that tried it really enjoyed it. It's a very nice aroma and note, and the taste on the back end is just as good as it smells. So most everyone I think tried it, so that was kind of a hit. I also did not drink nearly as much because my friend Russell was being, I don't want to say judgy, but he was.
Call it what it is. I was being an asshole.
Your teammate.
he was being quite critical of my pours and how much I was pouring, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. He accused me of pouring half an entire 20-ounce Yeti of bourbon, which I did not. I barely had 2 ounces at all. Then he questioned me about if I had opened up something else, and then he went back into questioning how much I had poured again for another bottle. So that alone made me drink a bit less on the front end of the day.
I was looking out for you, man.
No, you weren't. You were fucking judging. You were concerned about how much I was putting in that cup, and I didn't appreciate
I had
that.
to make sure you were coherent for the draft, you know?
Which is what you wouldn't want to do. You want to sabotage me.
No, I keep
You played
drinking.
yourself.
I mean, I know we all get a little tipsy for the draft. One night, one year, I might have to just drink a little too much and not know what the hell I put up on the board. That'd be pretty damn funny.
People that said that, like, let's just get plastered and see how the draft goes.
It would be funny. I mean,
I've thought about that, but I always end up being pretty sober and just kind of beat by the time the draft's over because it's a long day.
I think the drinks are just so spread out that it kind of prevents that unless you're just constantly slamming them back.
Yeah, I ended up drinking my Pepsi Zero before the draft to kind of as a second wind, get a little caffeine and hydrate a little bit.
I would say overall, everyone seemed to be pretty well behaved. There's usually one main offender every year who gets a little saucy, and I don't mention his name, but he was well under control. It did not. It even translated to the draft. He didn't spend as much time pontificating and.
He dropped it first, didn't he?
Yeah. He didn't give much exposition on his draft picks before he would make them. Although he did have like 1 7-minute fucking pick time. So, but shout out to him for controlling himself, behaving himself, and being a much better teammate to all of us pre and during the draft.
I was going to say the draft did seem to go pretty fast.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was over by 9:30. It's usually at least 10:30 by the time it's over. So we rolled, and we started like 10 minutes earlier than
And even
normal.
taking a break and going outside and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the Neils were impressed because they weren't here, and then I said, "Hey, we're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule today." He's like, "Okay, I'm ready." So anyway, definitely good times, food and drink. Shifting over into the draft, I guess we can kind of look at our own team. I don't want to make light or poke out any fun at anybody else's team, but how do we feel like we did as far as our own teams? Anybody?
I mean, my only issue, I think, where Travis and I's team is pretty stacked when it comes to receivers and running backs. Matt Batty taking Josh Allen in the first round really threw us for a loop because we were definitely going to take him in the second round. That was the plan. We won the past 2 years. He was our quarterback. Wanted to have him for a third year. But Batty done fucked it up.
I can neither confirm nor deny that everyone else at the draft was secretly golf clapping when he took him, and your reactions to it was
What y'all expected?
yeah.
So I mean, I know that was Todd's plan. Todd wanted Josh Allen from the beginning, and I'm certainly not going to fight that because Josh Allen, was pretty much the main reason we won. Other than like maybe Christian McCaffrey 2 years ago, Saquon certainly had a phenomenal year last year with Josh Allen. So I was never going to tell Todd no if he wanted to put Josh Allen up on the board, but I kind of played that scenario out in my head to say like, all right, what just if Josh Allen's not there, what would I want? And the two pieces that we had was actually what I wanted from the beginning was Amon-Ra and Devon A-Chain as the 1-2 punch. But anyway, so I don't think we made out bad, and I do think our big question, obviously our big question mark's tight end, but we waited a little too damn long to draft a tight end. But a lot also hinges on the play of Dak Prescott this year.
I forget what two bingos, as Patrick says, that we drafted a tight end last year, but we ended up getting what's his face? Jonnu Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we drafted, I think, Komet and somebody else, and we were garbage at tight end. Oh, Laporta. Laporta was a huge bust.
Yeah.
We took him in like the 4th round last year, and he was garbage.
I mean, the problem with tight ends is you really only have like 3 or 4 great ones per year. So, I mean, if you don't get them, you're pretty much...
Yeah, it's mid pretty much.
You pretty much mid guys, and then you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, which Travis and I obviously had to do by drafting Kyle Pitts and fucking Darren Waller. Darren Waller's not even banging Kelsey Plum anymore, so...
Russell, so this is your second year now. You and Mike tag team last year for your first time. Mike had been playing for a long time before that. This year, you decided to step the game up and bring in a friend to help you guys out. So how do you feel that went in terms of having a third person and then just your draft overall?
So as far as having a third person, that changed like nothing. It didn't complicate us trying to draft or anything. I think this is going to be a really enjoyable season, even though that we have 3 people. I know most people typically play with 1, and we do have a couple teams that have 2 people. But I mean, like, we've already met and got together. We have our own little like chat right now, and like I think it's just going to be like a really fun season. Not solely because, but additionally because I have 2 other teammates on my team to kind of discuss and look at, opposed to somebody that I would be like against, so we can go watch games and root for the same people. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And Brett's a pretty seasoned player. He's played a bunch of leagues in for a number of years, so he brought some, I'm sure, some extra knowledge and some insight, maybe especially more on like the later rounds and trying to pick up some sleeper picks and things like that.
And our whole strategy, if you had to, and this is probably similar to everybody, was like, where can we get value? So we specifically targeted like a different analysts list, and I don't want to give away our strategies, but we were able to scoop up a lot of. Wait, what's up?
The draft is over. It's okay now.
You're talking about like for next year.
We were basing shit off of last year, so I know I'm going to be doing that again next year. So I'm not saying much, but yeah, we were able to get what we are going to consider, pretty decent value out of a lot of our picks. We had to pivot. We were kind of hoping that Jamar Chase was going to be taken first so that we could have gotten Barkley. That was like our big, what we were going to start off with, and then have everything follow below that. But we had to take Bijan, which I'm completely happy with. There's no...
To be honest, I feel like you got to steal with Bijan second.
Yeah.
Well, not a steal. I mean, he would have been like, most drafts have been going Chase, Barkley, then Bijan.
Yeah, those were roughly the first.
I think of those
Chase
top 3, I think that's probably going to be your best pick.
I think what I like most about what y'all did was drafting Brandon Ayuk and realizing like y'all can instantly put him on IR and then pick up your kicker. I think that was pretty smart. I didn't
we
think
planned from the start not to do a kicker and just have that. There's a couple little mini strategies, if you want to call them, where we punted some picks to very late, or there were certain people we were eyeing, and when they started to come around, we're like, all right, so like the tight end specifically, like, all right, let's pick up a tight end now. It's getting later. We didn't want to pick up one early, and then they kind of went on a run of tight ends after that.
Yeah.
And then y'all struggled a little bit with y'all's tight end pick, but
You mean
a little bit? All right, so let me just say we had T.J. Hockenson lined up, and I had a feeling once I saw Carson grab that orange sheet, I was like, "Motherfucker is going to take Hockenson." And then we go around. All right, let's wait it out. Let's see if we can get Dalton Kincaid in a couple rounds. And then sure enough, Doug goes and grabs him that same round we were going to take him. So yeah, it's the gamble of playing the game. Yep.
And I think we gambled, like, for 2 rounds, we could have taken Ingram, like, where we took Olave, but we were like, we already have Sutton. Do we really want Ingram? And then he was still there, and it's like, all right, I guess we got to, finally.
the only thing I'm disappointed in is we wanted to get up in front of, since we were the second to last pick of the draft, we wanted to stand up and be like, who do the Saints play? And then we wanted to pick the Carolina as our last pick of the draft, which, you know, they were picked a couple picks before. But
yeah. I'd like to point out that Golden Shower there does not have a defense nor a kicker. He thinks, you know, he was gloating about that strategy. I'm like, all right, you do you, dude.
But again, if you don't have anybody, you know, like Russ's team also has Addison, who's going to probably be on the suspended list, so he could probably drop him to IR too. So y'all have 2 guys that y'all can potentially.
There's
Also,
1 or 2 IR spots.
There's only 1. So, but you have the option to do either one. But then
I don't know if suspended counts though.
they
have to be out because they put like SUSP or something on the guy.
Says he Batty also drafted Shakir and Keon Coleman, so he must be like trying to see which one's going to be the number 1 out of those 2.
Well, he's got them both paired with Josh Allen, so I guess you can't really go wrong. But anyway, I actually think Batty did pretty good considering the fact that he went with the quarterback tight end. He followed it up nicely with receivers and running backs with good values where he got them.
I mean, we were kind of ecstatic that he took McLaurin there and we got Drake London. So
yeah,
considering Drake London's on like top 10 lists that I've been seeing, like first round pick on some drafts. I'm not saying that's going to happen. He's going to be, you know, a stud this year, but
He played ball for us last year.
yeah.
So what do you like most about yours, Pat?
I like the Drake London 3rd round pick. I like Sutton. Obviously, the elephant in the room for us is McCaffrey and his health. Mm-hmm. But again, you're picking 8 in the 1st round. He falls that far. It's almost like you have to take him because if he's healthy, even for a little while, you should be getting really good production and point value out of him. So
yeah, like if he stays healthy, he could be right up there with Saquon and Bijan and Chase. He could be right up there with them.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
It is his age 29 season, so he's not that magical 30 yet.
Age 18 years. I like him.
if he's healthy, he should realistically finish somewhere probably in the top 5-6 running backs for the year, and that should net you a pretty good return on your selection.
His ADP that I've been seeing is like 8.7, so it's later first round. And then like any mock draft I did, he was going like fourth. And then it was like one I did at the same position, I ended up with Henry and then Genty second round. So it was kind of surprising seeing Genty go 6 overall.
Yeah, Genty's a big question mark, I think, and I don't want to. Don't want to talk bad about anybody's team. I think Matt Morey's team probably is the biggest question mark to me. But again, Ashton Genty could be great. But
Zeke Elliott, did he leave the league rushing as a rookie or something? At least he had like 1,400 yards or something.
Yeah, just a lot hinges on that Raiders offense though to see what they do.
Genty should have won the Heisman.
That could be a debate for another day, for another episode. But going back to our team, and I'll let Sean speak because he was there with me right in lockstep in a lot of these picks and what we decided upon. I'm very intrigued and I'm hopeful about the Baker pick. If he performs close to what he did last year, I think that's going to be a good pick for us in round 5 or 6. I think we got him.
Yeah,
6. Yeah,
6th round. Yeah.
Olave, I felt like I don't think it was a reach.
We wanted DJ Moore there.
Yeah, we wanted DJ Moore, but taking Olave that mid round, I'm good with that. Same thing with kind of Evan Ingram. Javonte Williams, he's kind of probably the biggest wild card for us in terms of
Williams was a Google of like, okay, he's slated as the starter for the Cowboys, so it's like he could be boom or bust. Who knows?
I think the biggest thing, and someone made a mention when we put the pick on the board of Rome Odunze in the 4th to last round, I guess. So
yeah.
So I said this before Sean walked in. I think, to be honest with y'all, I think y'all made the right choice between Olave and Moore. I know you didn't get a choice of it. To me, it looked like Olave started to develop chemistry towards the second and third game with both quarterbacks. I think Rattler and Shuck are both going to be looking for him. I think Shaheed's still going to be that deep threat guy. I think Olave is going to be more the target guy. And I could really see Rome Odunze becoming Caleb Williams' number 1 over Moore. I think they started to develop some chemistry in the preseason. So be interesting to see. I think y'all made some good picks.
Yeah, DJ Moore is more of like the gadget guy. Like he does get.
He's hard to tackle.
He rushes.
Too.
He does sweeps and things like that. So he's going to be involved. But Odunze is probably the more traditional receiver.
DJ Moore is strong as fuck, and he's hard to tackle. So a lot of the times he'll break a tackle and take it to the house.
And he always has big games against us.
And
that's true.
I would say not that draft grades from like Yahoo or anything like mean a damn thing because everything is so random and based on luck. I would say if we put it on the thing, Yahoo, I'd give us probably a B minus at the worst. But I think we did well. We actually have some big name talent at some positions. It's just a matter of how they kind of play out in our league in the season with the people throwing the ball to them or running the ball, things like that. So I'm excited about our team. I think we're going to be in a pretty good position as long as most of the health concerns don't come up. So
Taylor too. Jonathan Taylor missed 3 games last year. I don't think they said he's played a full season once.
Yeah. So we definitely tried to cover our ass with a little bit of running back depth to prepare for an injury if that were to happen. But overall, looking at the board, like and just kind of taking a vibe of a recap of the night, there's probably only one team that I think is a little I'm uncertain of or I don't feel the strongest about. I think everybody else, for the most part, did a pretty good job of getting a stud player at the important positions and some really good number 2 options to go along with it. No real head scratchers, I don't think, that I can see. So I think overall, I think everybody did pretty well. Just one team is probably looks the weakest on paper, but I don't think they're going to be like terrible.
Look, a lot of Todd and I's season is going to depend on Dak Prescott, and I probably said this early before we even started recording. I think this is the best receiving core he's had since he's been in the pros. So it's his make or break to me. Like if he's going to take the Cowboys on a deep playoff run, if he's going to potentially be in the MVP candidacy, this is his year to do it. So once Allen was off the board, he was kind of who I was gunning for from the beginning. And I don't think Todd's ever going to complain about us taking Dak Prescott.
it's fantasy football, so you're not really worried about an actual team. And I was like with their defense. So all the Cowboys issues that are going on in the offseason all related to the defense. So only thing that's really going to put a bit of a to kind of bring maybe the Cowboys down, it might be the running back position. They didn't run the ball well last year. They tried to address that a little bit. So as long as they can run the ball, I think you're going to be in great shape. You have two great receivers, a good tight end. So on paper, I think your offense is set to probably do pretty well with Dak, and he should kind of return to form from a couple of years ago when he had that MVP season.
Yeah, I remember the year we had him. We started 5-0 with Dak. He was going nuts and like scoring rushing touchdowns as well as passing, and then broken leg.
Yeah, I think his days of running are pretty much over. So he might do some sneaks, but other than
I remember that too. We were like 5-0. I came home from somewhere and turned the game on. It was like 5 minutes of sitting down to watch football. Dak's like that play happened that he's like pointing at his leg and you see his foot sideways. And I'm like, motherfucker.
But you look at his
it's like the psycho said, leg break.
You look at his career. He's always been in the top 12, 15 of the league, and obviously in top 5 in some years as well. So the ceiling is high. The floor is also very high for him. So it's a good pick, especially with value that late. He never gets drafted really high because I guess maybe there's some Cowboy bias and hate in general, but there's usually flashier names that people get taken before him, like the Mahomes and the Allens and
Jaden Daniels now.
And Jackson and Daniels. But he's always, barring an injury, going to give you really good production. So I've always loved him as a fantasy player. So it's going to should be a good pick for y'all.
Yeah. All right. Well, does anybody else have anything they want to add before we close out our fantasy football talk?
The team in the 5th column is kind of interesting, but I'll leave it at that.
Oh,
it's a lot of green, and then there's two yellows. So it's kind of a question mark, but why both of them? But okay,
that's his strategy. One year he went like super running back heavy. This year he's doing receiver. So we'll see how it plays out for him.
I think Doug did win one of his championships. One of the times he went with the 3 receiver stack, and maybe that he's trying to return to that form. So.
Well, he dusted off the old name too, so maybe he's trying to do the nostalgia.
Those are 3 pretty damn good receivers to start your lineup out with too.
But it looks like he wrote a capital C on there.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's always a lowercase. Well, and on that note, Wagons out.
Wagons out.